Community mod is a function in InfiniTea that allows your community to take moderator action when staff is not available against other users. This system is designed to help offset some of the work required for high activity servers where there may be a lot of activity and sometimes things go unreported or missed, or even in worst case, nobody's around to handle it. So the way that this functions is similar to the ticketing system where you need a panel, but also similar to onboarding flows where you also need a panel. So you'll need to set up your configuration, and then you will also need to configure a panel, send that panel to a target channel where members can actually access it. The options here are activation. So obviously we can turn on or off community moderation. By default, it is disabled. The notification channel are where report votes are going to be posted. So this notification channel is when a report comes in, there's going to be a message that is generated that other users can take action on. And then there's also a follow-up channel after either the case has been resolved, either approved or rejected, based on that community moderation efforts. And then of course you can delete voting message on close. So it keeps any follow-up notification on automatic closure when it reaches 0. So you can force it to keep it even if it reaches 0. Eligibility basically says these are the people that are allowed to use this functionality. In my case, I only allow people that have attained level 5 in the leveling system through the can react role to be able to use the community mod feature. And they're the only people that are 5 and higher can actually vote. This is to prevent people from creating new accounts and coming in here and attempting to abuse the system to hurt other members of your community. You can also specify a minimum account age and some interval, hours, days, weeks, or what have you. Down here is a clear account age requirement. If you do not want to have that requirement, you can hit that clear button. I'm not going to do that for now. Finally, we have the enforcement. So these are the roles that you can specify where some users cannot be reported by the system. So for example, I have my staff roles cannot be reported by any other user. And this is just an extra safety net. If you set everything up properly, you don't really need this, but it can't hurt to have extra safety. In addition, you can specify which categories you want to allow people to report for. When none are provided, all are allowed. However, if you specify, for example, there are communities that do allow NSFW content, they may want to select everything and then disable NSFW content as an example. Again, I'm not going to do that here. And then finally, there is a vote threshold. So this is the number of votes positive required for a case to have this action taken against it. So if a case receives 3 votes, then in my case, the user would be timed out. But you can detect only, timeout, kick, or ban. And then based on this option here, you can specify different options that are available. So for me, I have it set to a timeout for 24 hours. And this allows additional staff, when provided with a follow-up channel, to come in and take action on it as a follow-up. Hopping over to Discord, I want to show you what this looks like in Discord. So report voting is the channel that I have set up where reports will come to. And then there's a report member panel. Remember, I was telling you, you must have a panel here. I'll show you my panel. This panel must exist, and it must also have the button for starting a report. You can add this button by clicking here, and then you'll see the community report button, and you can set it up that way. When a user comes in here, they can start a report, and it will take in the reported user. Let's say, I don't want to report that person. I'll use my temporary account. InfiniTea Dev. And then I can select a category, and then I'll put in a test description. Once I submit that, It will create a message case in the report voting channel. And from here, you'll see that there are several options that can be taken. Upvote, downvote, info, close, or delete. So admins only can close or delete the case. Users can see the info. However, I do want to call out that this information that is presented in this information panel here is anonymized. So if a user is not an admin, they will not be able to see who reported or who upvoted or anything like that. It's completely anonymous. The only people that can see this information are staff members who have administrative controls in your community. And in fact, this community, it's anonymized. Don't worry about people being able to see something that they shouldn't see. Obviously, I cannot upvote my own thing here because I already have an upvote when I reported it here. They can also see notes associated. So this system is directly integrated with the onboarding flow system as well as the global watch list functionality. You'll see warnings and reports for this user cross-server as it comes up. Once the threshold for 3 has been met, the action will be taken. For now, I'm going to close this case because I do not want anything to happen with it as expected, and then I'm going to delete this case as well. And that is all there is to Community Mod.